Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new around here, hi, my name is Hannah and I make all kinds of videos about weird things I see on the internet, and that tends to take the form of two subgenres on my channel. I have videos all about influencer culture and strange and concerning social media trends, and then there's videos like this one that focus on the dangers of multi-level marketing. And in this MLM Top Fails series specifically, we cover the bizarre, shocking, sometimes hilarious things that people in MLM schemes will post, all in the name of trying to manipulate people and recruit people and sell these extraordinarily overpriced products, also they can make a little bit of money. Emphasis on a little bit because, as we know, most people who join MLM schemes actually lose money. This is episode 75 in the MLM Top Fail series, and you would think after all these years we would run out of things to talk about, but people in MLMs continue to get creative in ways that I can't possibly anticipate, and they never cease to amaze me. So let's get into it. The first fail today comes from somebody very high up in the MLM company Monat, who has a friend who has recently quit her corporate job. And reading between the lines and doing a little bit of snooping on her social media accounts, I have concluded that she has quit her corporate job to pursue the Monat business opportunity full time. She's going to be home with her kids and trying to work Monat from home from her phone, which obviously is very treacherous and scary because income in an MLM is unreliable, unpredictable. It's not really up to you. You can do your best to sell these products and to recruit other people, but if they're not giving into that sales pitch or they're not agreeing to join your team, you don't make any money. So it's kind of an uphill battle, not the best idea to be receiving your full income from an MLM, especially considering the increasingly negative reputation of MLMs and the fact that people don't want anything to do with these companies right now. It is very, very unwise to be quitting your stable corporate full-time job to pursue an MLM full-time instead. But alas, this is a video from somebody high up in Monat who is going to celebrate her friend who is doing just that.
I just got to my girlfriend's house. She, after 8 years of corporate chains, she is celebrating her first day of freedom. So I'm so excited selfishly because she's one of my favorite people on the planet, and like I want her to be available when I would like to go to coffee and have a play date and stuff, and like not whenever I ask her, she's like, oh, I have work, I have meetings, I'm this. So selfishly, I'm so excited that I feel like I'm more excited than she is for celebrating her freedom. So I'm surprising her right now, but just wait.
Celebrating your friend's freedom mostly because of how it works out to be a good thing for you, and she'll be available to go to coffee whenever you want to now. That's a very selfish mentality to have, and she did acknowledge that. She said, selfishly, I'm really happy that she's quitting her full-time job. But it's also selfish excitement coming from a place of knowing that this friend is quitting her full-time job to pursue Monat full-time with you. Like I said, I did a little bit of digging on their social media accounts, and I found out that this friend was in Monat for 3 years before she quit her full-time job. So they've already been on the same Monat team for a long time, but it's kind of like now she's extra excited to work with this friend because she is eliminating the distraction of her full-time corporate job to give all of her energy to Monat, which in turn will make her more money as her teammate. You live and die by the efforts of other people in this kind of business model, so of course she's excited that she quit corporate life to pursue the MLM. Now prepare yourself because I can guarantee you are not expecting the turn that this is about to take.
We're showing up for the first day of freedom.
What is this outfit? Oh my God.
Hear ye, you must come in. I have declared this the first day of freedom for you! You must know.
This is my girlfriend. It's my last day.
Who's more excited? Who's more excited about this? Oh. Yay!
Okay, let's look at the bio. Let's figure this
The last slide on this Instagram story says, we met through Instagram a few years ago and it was just one of those instant friendships. I'm truly blessed to call you a friend and obviously very excited about this next chapter. Time to shine so bright with all of your God-given talents. This is a full-grown woman dressing like a founding father to celebrate her friend's first day of freedom from her corporate job. And you know what? I can respect it. Okay? Obviously, this is a really silly, funny, loving thing for a friend to do. We all want friends that lift our spirits, that make us smile, go out of their way to do nice things, to notice us, to celebrate us. I can recognize and appreciate all of that. But I can also recognize that more than anything, this was a performance for social media. This was a way to highlight a success story of somebody who left their corporate job to pursue the MLM full time. When you join an MLM, this is like one of the biggest pinnacles of success, that one day the income you're making from the MLM can replace that of your full-time job and allow you to quit it. This is something many people aspire to from the moment they join, and in some cases, it's even the reason they join. They're looking for a way out of their full-time job. So it would be one thing to do something nice and silly and thoughtful for your friend in private for the purpose of making them feel good and celebrating them, but it's an entirely different thing to orchestrate this whole charade, set up your phone on a tripod in this lady's front yard to capture yourself going up to her front door and surprising her because you know that you're going to post about it on Instagram later. This is some kind of weird, twisted business opportunity promotion. Like, look at my friend who quit her job. Don't you want that too? I'm not trying to hate on the act of doing something nice for your friend. I'm just trying to expose the motivation behind it in this case. It all comes back to the framework of selfishness in this business model. Somebody else's successes or their milestones are also a good thing for you. So she's kind of taking her friend's life milestone of quitting her job and making it about herself. You're this excited because it ultimately benefits you financially too. And the last slide even says that they met a few years ago through Instagram, which just so happens to match up with the timeline of when her friend got into Monat. So I get the impression that they probably met through social media, one of them recruited the other one, and that relationship has grown over time through that shared experience of being in Monat together. And this is a reminder that a lot of times in an MLM, the relationships and the friendships you make are conditional. These are people that you wouldn't otherwise be friends with or make an effort to stay connected to if you weren't making money off of them and if you didn't rely on them directly for your own success. Is that the case for these two friends in particular? I'm not in a position to say. I don't know. But I do speculate that if this friend was quitting this corporate job to maybe switch to a different corporate job, or if she was quitting her corporate job and Monat to just stay home with her kids full time, then we wouldn't be seeing this big celebration and production on Instagram. I think it would be unlikely that she would be showing up for her friend in this way and documenting it all if it wasn't something that also benefited her, if it wasn't also somewhat of a celebration for herself. That's all my personal opinion. And it's also my personal opinion that meal times should be easy and that meeting your nutrition goals should not be stressful, which is why I'm so glad Factor is sponsoring today's video. Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. Each week you can choose from a menu of over 35 different options to fit any diet or lifestyle, including Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. There's also more than 60 add-ons like breakfast, snacks, beverages to help you stay fueled all day long. This week I got meals like herb-crusted chicken, black pepper and sage pork chop, and tomato goat cheese cavatappi primavera, along with some cold-pressed juices as well. My favorite was the carrot, orange, and ginger one. Hands down, the best thing about Factor is that the meals are ready in just 2 minutes. It's basically like you have chefs doing all of your meal prep for you. It gets delivered to your door fresh, you pop them in the fridge, and then you just heat them up and enjoy them throughout the week as you want to. There is zero planning or shopping or cooking or mess. It quite literally could not be easier, and Factor is the perfect lunch option for me. I actually do really enjoy cooking dinners in the evenings, but lunches, man, I cannot scrape together enough energy to care about prepping and cooking myself lunch. I just can't do it. I don't have it in me. Most days I'm snacking pretty much from breakfast until dinner, which I realize is not fueling my body the best. But with Factor, everything is done for me. There is no excuse now to not have a satisfying, nutritious lunch. I work from home, so I just go to the fridge and I pick out whatever meal sounds best that day, but Factor would be absolutely perfect for you to take to work as well. So convenient and a great way to make sure that you're eating something balanced during the day. And not to mention, the meals are actually good. They're delicious. They're enjoyable to eat. There have been quite a few meals I've had where I almost wish that they included like a little recipe card in the box so that I could recreate the meals on my own. These are chef-crafted meals that are dietitian approved, so not only do they taste good, but they also feel good to eat. To give Factor a try, you can head to factor75.com or click the link in the description box below and use code 50HannahAlonzo to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. Again, that's code 50HannahAlonzo at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Thanks again, Factor, for sponsoring today's video. The next thing I have to show you is so shocking that I'm not even going to preface it with anything.
Tell you why a recession is good news. I give a lot of tips for social selling in general, using your phone to make an income, but this one is specific for network marketing. If you are a network marketing, a recession is actually good news. During a recession, you will probably have great success. People are hungry for ways to make extra money. So if you have an opportunity to help other people make money, make sure you are sharing about it.
The craziest thing about this is that she's not entirely wrong, and we know that to be true based on what happened in 2020. There was a short recession due to the pandemic, lots of people lost their jobs, lots of financial insecurity, and in turn, MLM business opportunities boomed. People turned to MLMs during this time because they thought that this was going to be a way to make quick, easy cash from the comfort of their home with minimal effort. All of those ideas are fallacies, as we know. That's not how it actually ends up working out, but that's what people believed that MLMs could offer, so that's why they joined. And when I say that MLMs boomed, I want to clarify it boomed for the company's sales and it boomed for the people that were already in the company because they saw an influx of terrified people signing up, buying starter kits, paying the startup fees to open their own business because they thought this was going to be a way for them to make some extra money. So it wasn't that the companies were suddenly making a ton of sales to retail customers, it was that they were selling a lot of product to the people who were signing up for the business opportunity and buying starter kits. And as a result, the reps that were in the company prior to 2020, they saw a ton of new people joining their teams, they were successfully recruiting lots of people, and they were making bigger paychecks than they've ever seen before. So that's the point she's making in this video, that a recession would actually be a good thing if you're in an MLM, because people will be financially insecure, they'll be panicking, they'll be looking for an alternative way to make money, and you can prey on that. A recession would be a good thing for you if you're in an MLM because you can successfully take advantage of people. Make no mistake, that is what she is saying, which is disgusting, to essentially be hoping for and banking on a recession so that you can profit off of it in some way. But there's also an aspect of this that she's not considering, and that is during a recession, consumer spending decreases. People hold on to their money, they reduce their unnecessary spending. Ain't no one looking to buy $50 shampoo and $100 hair oil in a recession. So what happens is people flock to MLMs because they're hoping to make that an extra stream of income for themselves, and in turn enriching the people at the top of the pyramid that were already there before that are getting all these new recruits. But then those new recruits struggle to find customers because no one's in the market for the overpriced stuff they're selling, and then there's not any money to be made. So then all these new recruits who joined in a panic realize, oh crap, I'm not actually making any money. In fact, I'm losing money. This is a waste of my time. I'm gonna quit. There's evidence of this happening after 2020. MLM performance shot up really high for about a year, and then it's been on a steady decline year after year in the years following. So she's got this half-baked thought process here that recessions are a good thing for MLMs because they might stimulate MLM activity in the short term, but it's not sustainable. But then again, nothing in MLMs is sustainable. In a way, it's all about taking the cheap shots and making money when and where you can at whatever cost. So if they've got to prey on you during a recession, lying to you, saying that this is going to be a great stream of income for you and you should join, you can bet they absolutely will do that. They will prey on you in that way because it benefits them. So watch out for this, be vigilant, don't fall for it. It's not the financial solution during a recession that you think it's going to be. Okay, so there's a bit of a backstory for this next example. This girl, who's also in Monat, and I'm just now realizing this is a very Monat heavy video, and that's because they seem to be the most unhinged lately, okay? They've got the messiest stuff going on in their company right now. People are freaking out, so just bear with me on that. We've got a lot of Monat in this video today. But this girl in Monat posted this video to Facebook showing off her hair and addressing that the reason that she's been able to keep such, quote, blonde and healthy hair is all thanks to Monat products, claiming that these products have healed her hair and you can heal yours too if you buy Monat from her. Well, this Facebook post got exactly one comment from a man who is a professional hairstylist hairstylist who also happens to be bald. That's relevant later. And this hairstylist said it's easy to make hair look thicker by splitting it down the middle and bringing it all forward, but that doesn't take away the damage and breakage that is already there by covering it with product. To which the Monat girl responds, is the damage in the room with us? I'm wondering if we're watching the same reel, because boo-boo, the damage left the chat a few years ago, as you can see. Oh my god, I cannot take the pettiness. Ah! To which he responds, it's there under the layers of product used to lay it down as you run your hands over it to make it stay smooth. So he's full on saying, I can tell based on this video, your hair is damaged from the products that you're using. You're not fooling me. And then he proceeds to screenshot still frames from her video and post them in the comments, pointing out where he thinks that her hair looks damaged. Basically to be like, here it is. This is what I'm talking about. See right there? Doesn't look great. To which she responds, those pics prove nothing except that I need to brush that spot to get rid of the small tangles. When's the last time you had hair? It requires brushing. Oh my god, it's so savage. And she's taking that shot at him because he is bald. And he responds back, glad that your products are helping you feel better about yourself. And she says, thanks, boo, with a little heart. But this is not where the story ends. Oh no. This was all taking place on Facebook, but then she pops over to Instagram to post a series of Instagram stories ranting about this situation.
Okay, I normally don't engage with haters, but this dude, you guys, first of all, he's bald. So I don't really think you should be talking about hair loss. But second of all,
wait a minute, who's talking about hair loss? He never brought up hair loss in his comments. You added that part in yourself. Something that Monat girls are highly insecure about are all of the hair loss allegations and lawsuits that Monat has faced. Many people have come forward claiming that they have had bad reactions to Monat products, one of them being that it causes their hair to fall out in clumps. And this allegation sends the Monat girlies into a spiral. They don't know how to cope with it because it's such a damaging allegation that they don't really have a defense for. So what is quite interesting is that he never said anything about hair loss in his comments to her on Facebook. He was just talking about hair damage, and her bringing hair loss into the conversation right now is almost like a Freudian slip. It's an insecurity of hers that's peeking through. I thought that was very notable.
he is a stylist, okay? And he's never tried Monat before. So in my opinion, if you're gonna have an opinion about something, you need to at least have tried it before. Like literally anything. You look very ignorant and stupid if you spread an opinion about something you have literally never tried. Okay? You look stupid. You look uneducated. Okay?
I have an opinion that crack cocaine is harmful and addictive. I've never tried it. I have an opinion that murdering your spouse is bad, but I've never done it. I also think that spending thousands of dollars at like a Michelin star restaurant for food that you're just gonna poop out the next day is kind of an irresponsible way to spend money. That's my opinion, but I've never tried it. And I probably never will because I've already formed this opinion about these things that will prevent me from engaging in those behaviors. It seems like this is news to her, but you can have an opinion on something that you haven't tried or that you don't have personal experience with. Have you ever heard of learning through the mistakes of others? If somebody puts their hand on a hot stove and you watch them burn themselves and scream out in pain, you're not gonna go ahead and think to yourself, oh, I need to do that exact same thing too, just to make sure that it really hurts. In the same way that you don't have to use Monat hair care to know that it doesn't make your hair look very good. This professional hairstylist in your comment is bald. He's not blind. Just because he doesn't have hair himself doesn't mean he can't have an opinion on what your hair looks like based on the products you use. And I've said it in a couple of other videos that if this is the way Monat makes your hair look, I don't want it. No, thank you. I will learn from your mistakes and the way that it has made your hair look to know that I'm never putting that on my head. This argument that you can't have an opinion about Monat if you've never tried it is a really weak and immature one.
So not only is he doing that, but now he's like, oh, I can see all the damage hiding under the layers of product you use. First of all, are we watching the same reel? And second of all, I use one product. I use one amazing damage repair leave-in cream. So I'm not really sure. Maybe you need your eyes checked, sir. Also, I must be a magician or something because apparently I'm like really good at, creating these optical illusions. So you know what? Just to like shut this dude up, this was my hair 1 year difference on Monat hair care. That's the only difference, is that I started using a vegan, plant-based, toxin-free line of hair care that focuses on scalp health. This was 1 year into my transformation. So, sir, I mean, do you want your eyes checked?
It's the defensiveness for me. Typically, you only react this way if the commenter really struck a chord with an insecurity you already have. They push the right button to evoke this kind of response. If the commenter is just spewing nonsense and you're secure within yourself to know that they're lying, they're just being a hater, there's no merit to what they're saying, then don't engage with it. Ignore it. Block the person, delete the comment, or leave it up there and just don't reply to it. Fighting back and forth with this random person in the comments and then going to a different platform to call even more attention to the situation just tells me that you took it really personally and you probably felt like you needed to prove yourself in one way or another, which you would not need to do if you were really secure in the first place. But unfortunately, being involved with an MLM typically means that you're always on the defense about something. Many people have strong negative opinions of MLM products, so you are always fighting an uphill battle to convince people that they actually work. And let's address this before and after photo that she's using as a defense that Monat works. She made a point to say that there's a 1-year difference between these two photos, and the only thing she changed was her hair care. She started using Monat. And I actually do not agree with that. I do agree that the right-hand picture looks better objectively, but it also just looks like her hair grew out a little bit. She got a straight cut instead of a V cut, and her hair is freshly dyed. She's clearly sitting in the salon in that picture. The difference between the photos to me looks like it's coming from growth, cut, and color, all of which can be achieved without Monat products. She said the only difference is her MLM hair care, and it's not true. This is a different cut, a different style, a different color. So let this be a reminder that before and after photos are so easy to manipulate, and it's almost impossible to give a perfect side-by-side comparison where all of the factors in those two photos are exactly the same and you're only changing that one variable. That's not the case. You've changed multiple variables and we don't know what the improvement comes from. Just a reminder that constantly being on the defense and having to battle the haters in your comments all the time about if your product actually works or not is a really, really bad sign and probably means that there is some merit to what those haters are saying. Next up, I've got a bit of an update on the LaBrant situation. It's not enough to make an entire video on, so I thought I would include it here. But in case you're not sure what I'm talking about, I did a 2-part series about how these really big influencers, Cole and Savannah LaBrant, joined the MLM company Neolife, very secretly, mind you, doing all of this in the background, and they're preying on their Christian followers in order to manipulate them and get them to join Neolife under them so they can make money off of them. Between those two videos, there's almost 3 hours of discussion and details about exactly what's going on with that whole situation, so I can link those videos below. But what I wanted to show you today is an update that essentially confirms that the LaBrants have been successful in this mission of using faith manipulation to recruit their fellow Christian followers. A link to this webpage was sent to me, which I did not know existed before this point. I'm very happy to have known this now. And it's a company-wide Neolife monthly recognition page. They call it the applause page, where different participants are recognized on a monthly basis for their different achievements. Now, Cole and Savannah joined Neolife in early January of 2025. And if you go to the January 2025 applause page, the LaBrants are recognized in 8 different categories for different achievements that month. For reference, here is a chart taken from the Neolife compensation plan that outlines the different ranks in the company. Everybody starts out at the bottom rank of promoter, and then as you rank up, you get these more official sounding ranks. Based on the January 2025 applause page, the LaBrants ranked up to manager, then senior manager, then executive manager, and finally to director. Looking back at that chart, that means they ranked up 4 times, all the way from promoter up to director in one single month, which was also the same month they joined the company. They were also recognized as being one of the top sales volume bonus earners. Among other things, they also received a new director incentive, a fast start step up bonus, and a 30 in 3 bonus. I'm not going to bore you with the details of what each of these things mean, but what I need you to take away from this is that the LaBrants started recruiting their followers on January 12th. And within 3 weeks, they already achieved the highest commission level in the company, and they ranked up 4 times to a rank that most people won't ever get to, even if they've been in the company for years. This means they have successfully recruited likely hundreds of their social media followers to catapult them to this level of success, and they're earning several different bonuses off of those recruitment activities. This is a highly unusual level for anybody in an MLM to get to, let alone in 3 weeks the same month they they join the company. This is proof that their plan to take advantage of their followers for their own financial gain has worked seamlessly. And I just wanted to call attention to that. You saw in those first two videos that they kept trying to position themselves as doing something so kind and selfless, like they're just out here to help people make some money. You're our fellow Christian, so I'm bringing your hand to this opportunity. That's not what's going on here. They are in this so that they can make a ton of quick money, and it is working. On a bit of a more lighthearted note, this is a video that was posted back around Christmas time, and it's somebody from the MLM company Anagic, and they're filling up these big containers of water from their Kangen water filter machine, and it says, POV, it's Christmas and you're the wellness water woman in your group. These containers have red ribbons around the top of them, so it's clear that she's intending to gift her friends jugs of water for Christmas. Yes, you heard that right. You get a gallon of water. You get a gallon of water. Lucky you. This is insane behavior, and not just because this is the gift in which she's choosing to give, but the thing about Kangen water reps is they believe this water was blessed by Jesus himself or something. They truly believe that the water filtered through this machine has healing properties and it's going to cure any ailment you ever have, and that you should be using this water for everything, and that any other kind of water is evil and it's contaminated and it's bad for you. In other Top Fails videos, I've shown you examples of Kangen water reps fighting to take their water through airport security, claiming that it is special medical grade water and that it shouldn't have to comply with the liquids policy. I also showed an example of somebody claiming that you can use this water in your washing machine in place of laundry detergent. Like, you don't need any soap at all. You just toss some Kangen water in there instead because it magically cleans the clothing better than the detergent would. They believe this is the water you should be bathing in and washing your dishes with and cooking with. Like, I am genuinely concerned for the mental well-being of Kangen water reps. I actually tend to feel really sad for them because they clearly have a deeply rooted fear of any water that doesn't come out of this magic machine, and it's this paranoia that is likely linked to a good dose of health anxiety and mistrust. These water filters, they're like $4,000 to $5,000 each. If you're gonna justify to yourself spending that much money on something like a water filter, then you probably do have to brainwash yourself into believing that it's gonna do something magical for you. This is a huge fail to be gifting people jugs of water. I'm sorry. And I don't even mean that in a snobby way of like, that's not a good gift, I want something better. No. It's just that the gift itself almost comes off like pretentious. Like, ugh, you poor thing with your peasant poisonous water. Don't you know that's gonna kill you? Here, have some of my special alkaline water that comes out of my fancy $5,000 water filter machine. It's just bizarre. It's a weird gift to give people, you gotta admit. And it's even a weirder thing to post about online, but it sort of speaks to the sometimes nonsensical beliefs that people in MLMs will have about the products they sell. The Kangen water reps, part of the company Anagic, are some of the most brainwashed I have ever seen, in my opinion. We're gonna bring down the mood again for this next example, but don't worry, I have something really funny to show you after this. This is really tough. The person who sent this to me gave me the context that there is a woman who lost her husband because he took his own life. And this is a Facebook post coming from a Monat rep, and I am gonna censor all the names, but I'm gonna try and make the characters in this situation as clear as I possibly can as I'm reading through this. Monat rep number 1 posts this to Facebook. She says, since hearing of the passing of her husband, my heart has ached for the wife and their precious girls. I didn't get to know them super well, but the times we did run into them at the rodeo or seeing them at church, we always enjoyed their smiling faces. I've been racking my brain trying to think of more ways that I could be of help in the coming days while the wife continues to process the event and her new life with her girls. After talking with my good friend and business partner, Monat rep number 2, we decided that we want to give 50% of our profits from a couple paychecks to help the wife. If any of you could use some hair care, skincare, makeup, skincare, body care, or wellness products, please message myself or Monat rep number 2, and we'll help you get some incredible products while helping support our friend. Any orders placed from now through the 25th of November will help her have one less thing to worry about. This is unfortunately not the first time I've featured somebody in an MLM using somebody else's tragedy as a fundraising opportunity, but it's still just as sickening every single time. My problem with this is that it seems kind and generous and thoughtful at first glance, but then it makes you wonder why the MLM is even a part of this discussion discussion at all. Why are you even bringing that into it? If you want to help a family in need after a tragedy like this, make a private donation, offer to watch their kids, bring them home cooked meals, offer to pay to have their house professionally cleaned. Why are you bringing Monat into this and making a public spectacle of it? It doesn't make sense. It's weird. But there is a very logical explanation for this, and that's because when you are in Monat, you have monthly sales quotas to fulfill if you're going to maintain the rank you're at, or if you want to level up and gain a new rank. If you don't fulfill these quotas every month, then you fall down in position on the pyramid and you make less money. So what's the best way to ensure that you're hitting your sales volume to achieve your rank goals this month? Glom on to somebody else's tragedy and use it as a fundraising opportunity so that you can benefit from it. I understand that this could be well-intentioned as a way to help a family in need, but it's coming across extremely selfish and manipulative. People who don't know how MLMs work will look at this and they'll see it as something charitable, but people who do know how MLMs work and they understand that compensation plans have monthly sales volume quotas, they'll look at this and see it for what it is, which is a cash grab. You have been, quote, racking your brain thinking of more ways to help this family, and this is the best you could come up with? Your best idea to help them was in a way that arguably helps you more? What happened to basic humanity and just doing something nice for somebody else without the need for recognition, without publicizing it on the internet, without expecting anything in return? Why can't we just do nice things in private? Why are you putting the most horrific moment of somebody's entire life on display for your own financial gain? It says here that they're going to be giving 50% of their profits to this family. So that means that they're keeping the other 50% for themselves. And not only that, they're also benefiting by hitting their sales quotas. I would maybe have less of an issue with this if 100% of the proceeds went directly to the family, because then it would maybe justify the need to publicize something like this. Like, look, we're fundraising, all of the proceeds go to this family. If you need to buy something, now is the chance. This would be a great opportunity to help somebody else. And you want to get the word out because you want to help raise as much money as possible for this family. But if you're just personally planning to donate half of your commissions for a couple paychecks to the family over the next couple weeks, then do that in private anyway. You don't need to make a spectacle of this. All it's showing is that your motivation behind helping this family and making this public post is that there is something in it for you too. It's a really bad look. All right, I promised you something lighthearted after that, so here it is. This is a TikTok video of some kind of Mary Kay meeting where a bunch of reps at the director level of the company are performing a song they have created. I added captions to this for your viewing pleasure.
I always think big, I never think small. Prizes, diamonds, pink Cadillac. If I want it, I can have it, and that's a fact. Here in Mary Kay, I'm the queen of crunk. Plenty product on my shelf, plenty product in my trunk. Lipstick, skincare, I'll be a star. Recruiting up, selling up, and I drive a free car. Right here in Mary Kay, I'm all the way live. I recruit 24 and I start my beehive. Gotta sell lots of product if I wanna bling bling. When I go to seminars, I get my diamond ring. Pump it up now. Book, coach, sell, recruit. Hey, hey, I'm the Mary Kay. Hey, hey, I'm the Mary Kay. Hey, hey, I'm the Mary Kay. One more time. Hey, hey, I'm the Mary Kay.
That's a bop and you know it. I saw you dancing over there too. It's silly, it's fun, it's a bit cringy, but it does offer some comedic relief in an otherwise heavy and depressing video. So thank you for that. And I've been hearing this song in my sleep for several days now. So if I have to do it, you have to do it too. You're welcome. As I mentioned, these are directors in the company. So they have ranked up to this respected level based on their sales and recruitment efforts. They've recruited enough people and sold enough product to achieve this status that offers them things like bonuses and awards and recognition. The pink jacket that you see in this video, that's something you earn and you wear with pride in this company. It's like a status symbol almost. So there's a couple important lines of these lyrics that I wanted to point out. Lipstick, skincare, I'll be a star, recruit enough, sell enough, and I'll drive a free car. Referring to the Mary Kay pink Cadillac car incentive. According to the Mary Kay website, only 1.5% of people in the company make it to the rank of director, and only 10% of those directors earn the pink Cadillac. This is an extremely small small, elusive group of people that have actually earned the pink Cadillac, but it's presented in this song and in the overall Mary Kay culture as something that is achievable if you just work hard enough. But statistically, you're never in a million years gonna make it, okay? Only 10% of the 1.5% of directors have one of these cars. Another notable line was, I've gotta sell lots of product if I wanna bling bling. When I go to seminar, I get my diamond ring. Again, featuring a big incentive for their top performers. I found a post on pinktruth.com, which is kind of like a blog site for people who are coming out of Mary Kay and want to share and commiserate about their experiences. And in this post, the anonymous writer says that in order to earn her diamond ring, she had to sell $40,000 worth of product in the year. But what that really meant was purchasing $40,000 of product in a year, because Mary Kay is an inventory-based MLM, where you buy the product wholesale from the company, and then once it's in your possession, it's up to you what you do with it. It's up to you to mark up the price, find customers, sell it to them, and ship it to them all on your own. You don't make any money in Mary Kay or turn a profit unless you successfully sell all the inventory you have bought. But the company is not keeping track of what happens to all of this product after you purchase it from them. So the metrics for all these different incentives are just based on what you have bought from Mary Kay. They don't care what happens to it after it's in your hands. For their records, they only know how much you have purchased, not how much you have successfully resold. So the writer of this blog post is alleging that she had to buy $40,000 worth of product in a year, which then made her eligible to earn this diamond ring incentive from the company. She was called on stage, she was recognized at seminar, they made a big production of all of it, and she was given her ring, which did not fit. And when she took that ring to go get it resized, the jeweler told her that it's a very poor quality stone. Did you know that it's a poor quality stone? And her response was, oh, well, I have an appraisal from Mary Kay that says that it's worth $450. And the jeweler just responded by saying, okay. And eventually when she quit Mary Kay and she wanted to sell the ring, she was only able to get $50 for it for the weight of the gold, but the stones themselves were worth nothing. And I share this with you to make the point that these incentive gifts and prizes are usually worthless. And it's kind of like when you trade your arcade tickets for a prize. Like, you could have bought this prize for $5, but instead you go to the arcade, you buy $25 in tokens, which then you turn into tickets, which then you use at the gift shop for the $5 prize. You could have bought that ring for $50, but instead you went through all this rigmarole of buying and selling Mary Kay for a year in order to earn the ring. And this proves that it's not about the quality of the ring, of the pink jacket, of the pink Cadillac. It's all about the status symbol within this organization and that sense of achievement you feel when you earn it. These things are dangled in front of you as a motivation to stay in the company, to keep recruiting, to keep selling. Which brings me to my next favorite line of the song, which was simply book, coach, sell, recruit. This is detailing the four main things you're gonna have to do in Mary Kay to earn these incentives. Book parties and sell the product, but more importantly, recruit people and then coach them on how to recruit more people. That's the name of the MLM game. We already know that. It's just pretty wild to hear it so directly from the top performers in the company in song form. And interestingly, the next thing I wanted to show you was sent to me shortly after I saw this Mary Kay song. This is a Facebook post from a different Mary Kay director. She's not one of the ladies singing in that video, but she is at the same prestigious director rank that they are. And her Facebook post says, over the past several months, I've had people ask me if Mary Kay was going to follow in the direction of some of the other direct selling businesses. This is in reference to a bunch of companies that have recently dropped the MLM model and they're moving only to affiliate or only to retail sales. So there's no more recruitment aspect whatsoever. If you're going to join the company, you're only going to make money off of your commissions. And because they've gotten rid of the recruitment portion, that means that they're no longer an MLM. The recruitment piece is what defines a multi-level marketing company. So she said, a lot of people have been asking me, is Mary Kay going to drop recruitment too? And she continues on to say, the following statement is one that our legal department approved and explains how we are different. Mary Kay is not an MLM or network marketing company. We are a true direct sales B2B business model. We buy from Mary Kay and we sell directly to our customers, just like any other small business who buys at market and sells directly to their clients. There is no requirement to recruit to earn a profit selling products to customers. Every active independent beauty consultant running a Mary Kay business, regardless of their team size, has access to the same 50% profit on product sales. Buy for $1, sell for $2. This is one of, if not the highest profit potentials in the industry. Mary Kay is committed to the direct sales model and making sure that we are keeping the consultant protected as the only authorized channel to get Mary Kay products. This is the first time I've ever seen somebody in Mary Kay claim that Mary Kay is not an MLM. It's my opinion and the opinion of many others that Mary Kay is an MLM, and in fact, it's one of the oldest MLMs of our time. And I hold that opinion because Mary Kay has a recruitment component. That's something they offer. Just the simple fact that they allow for and incentivize recruitment in any way solidifies to me that this is an MLM. This Facebook post is arguing that Mary Kay's not an MLM because you don't have to recruit, nobody's forcing you. Okay, well, even just having the option to recruit at all makes something an MLM, no matter how you slice and dice it. In my opinion, of course, I have to be very careful about the way I speak about this kind of thing. But what is factual is that according to the Mary Kay compensation plan, if you want to advance past the very bottom rank, you must recruit. It is a requirement. You can see here that to go from the bottom rank of consultant up to the second rank of senior consultant, you have to have recruited 1 to 2 other people. And then to rank up to the third rank of star team builder, which used to be called star recruiter, by the way, until they decided to rename it for some interesting reason, then you have to recruit 3 to 4 other people. This is someone at the rank of director who is claiming that you don't have to recruit to be successful in Mary Kay when she was required by the compensation plan to recruit people to get to the position she is at now. If you can be so successful and make so much money just selling the product, then why did you feel like you needed to recruit? You didn't have to recruit. Nobody was forcing you. You could have made great money without it, but you still did. And that's because that's where the real money lies, and everyone knows it. Just like I believe everyone knows that Mary Kay is an MLM. And the reason I wanted to show you this Facebook post right after the Mary Kay song was to compare the different mentalities going on here. First, we have this group of Mary Kay directors chanting, book, coach, sell, recruit. And the word recruit comes up 3 different times throughout this song, all about how to be successful in Mary Kay and earn the incentives. So you can get diamond rings and Cadillacs and stuff. None of those ladies appear to be denying that Mary Kay is an MLM, at least in this private setting. And that is the significance of this. That's why I wanted to show you these 2 examples back to back. MLM is getting such a bad rap these days, and companies are taking action to try and separate themselves from that terminology. We're not MLM, we're direct selling. Okay. Well, in some cases, some companies are ditching the MLM model. They are getting rid of recruiting completely, which would make them not an MLM anymore. They would be only focusing on direct selling to the customer. That's the only way you can make money. But in some cases, like Mary Kay, they're not changing anything about the compensation plan. They're just trying to twist the terminology in their favor to confuse people and to create some kind of distance between themselves and this bad reputation that MLM has. So it's really interesting to see this public-facing Facebook post from a director saying, no, we're not an MLM. Recruitment is not a big piece of what we do here, compared to this private setting of this Mary Kay meeting where you have this group of directors proudly standing at the front of the room chanting about how important recruitment is if you're gonna be successful. It just goes to show that different narratives can be spun within the same company depending on who your uplines are and who you're talking to. But also, there is a stark contrast between the public image they're trying to portray and what's going on behind the scenes in private meetings. That's what's called a bait and switch. They're baiting you into this, saying that you don't have to recruit to be successful, but then once you're in, they switch it up on you. And all of a sudden, you're stuck in these meetings where your directors are heavily emphasizing recruitment right to your face. So much of what goes on in MLMs is smoke and mirrors and bullshitting. It's truly crazy. And that, my friends, is all of the MLM top fail examples I have to show you for this video. But as I kind of said at the beginning, these examples are never ending. There is always new stuff to talk about. I'm getting new things sent to my inbox every single day. So if you come across something on social media posted by somebody in an MLM that you think would be great content to feature in an MLM top fails video, go ahead and send it my way. The instructions for how to do that are in the description box down below. I had so much fun with this one today. I hope you did too. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next one real soon.